Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. I hope the new year is treating you well so far. It's been a minute since I recorded. It's been like a week, man. Boone, how are ya? Hope you're doing good. What's your New Year's resolution, Boone? I know what it is. It's killing more Legion. Same as it always is. Hope you all are doing good. I've said that a bunch of times already. Hope you bought lots of cheap games on Steam that you'll never play. I know I did. Alright, well, last time we helped Bunker Bob get on the air. There's a lot that he needs to tell the world, and I thought we would, he needs to enlighten everybody to the health benefits of eating raw rad roach meat and injecting Abraxo and all that shit. So I wanted to check in and see how the podcast is going. Bob, where are you? Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Hey, you weren't tailed, were you? No, I could see you weren't. What do you need?
Just by Boone. So how you liking the junkyard? How's the podcast going?
It's all right. I want to get on the radio for a regular segment to tell people the truth, but that bastard Woozer is working with the feds to keep me away from the microphone.
What?
It could be worse. I like my shack. Keeps the mind sealing waves out.
That's good. I'm glad you're fitting in. Try not to cause too much trouble. What is this? I'm not this.
No trouble. Just tell them.
This will not
to
stand.
get on the air soon. All right.
All right. I'm gonna go talk to Weezer about that. This abomination.
They're always watching.
Against freedom of speech will not stand. I'm gonna go talk to Woozer right now. Woozer, dude, what the heck, man?
Hey, what's up?
Bob isn't on the radio. That's what's up. Yeah. How is Bob settling in?
He's quite the character.
He is.
Isn't he? Sure makes a fuss about trying to get a regular segment on the radio. I can't help but think you kind of dumped him on us. No pun intended.
I blessed you
with... That dude is definitely a mystery.
Bob has a lot of ideas, man. All right, you gotta hear him out. You gotta hear people out. We need to have conversations with each other. Okay, conversations about having conversations. All right. Your radio. I mean, I guess it wouldn't do that much good either way. Your station seems like it has a pretty limited range.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm trying to work on it, but there isn't much I could do without the know-how and the signal strength.
Well, that sucks.
Here I thought you were offering help or something. Shit.
I was. How can we improve the signal?
We aren't exactly technicians over here, but as far as I could tell, the biggest problem is that power station to the east isn't giving us enough juice. If you could somehow improve the output and then send over some of that power, we'd be able to broadcast all the way to Vegas, and probably back to the hub too. Damn, can you imagine that many people listening to Woozer? That'd be something special.
California Soul. Alright, well that sounds good. Divert power from the Soda Springs substation to the Baker junkyard. Alright, well...
Take it easy, sister.
If it will get Bunker Bob on the air, I will do it. Alright? How far do I have to... Oh god. That's a ways. Soda Springs Power Station. Substation. Whatever. Finally here. Alright. Who I gotta talk? Am I allowed in?
This is a restricted area.
Yeah, I thought so. Oh my god. Lady. Just put the nobody likes wearing the masks, but just put it over your... I heard somebody compare this to like if you were to wear your underwear like with your dick over your underwear. It just looks weird and gross. Just pull up your mask or don't wear it at all. I'm looking to help out. Can I fix your mask, please?
What type of help?
Fixing your mask. Beating the crap out of things.
A melee nut? Actually, I might might know how to make you useful. Talk to Mikhail. He's inside.
Okay. All I need's a little more power. Well, that's alright. Does he need me to tear down a wall for him? I could do that. Is this place pretty quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Honestly, I wish I had a combat posting. Legion are overrunning the Mojave, and I'm stuck guarding a power plant. It just sucks. If it was operational, it'd be one thing, but I'm guarding a useless installation. I want to do something, damn it.
Want to do something? You pull your damn okay, I'm gonna just drop it. Just drop it. What's past the gate there?
Nothing good. Feel free to enter at your own risk. That land is not patrolled or protected by the NCR. An old bomb crater blocks the road to Kelso a few miles ahead, and it's seeping with radiation. No point in clearing out whatever's up there just to turn into ghouls in the process. If you're looking to do some hunting or find some action, that's where you'll find it. But don't expect us to come running if you get into trouble.
All right, noted. So tell me about yourself. What's your deal?
I was the commander of Fort Weston up until a month ago when Colonel Roya showed up. I got transferred here to make sure nothing comes through the gate to the south. Now that he's gone, I'm just waiting on the top brass to give me a name. Someone needs to pay for what happened to him.
Oh, yeah, sure, totally. I agree. Hope you find that bastard, whoever they are. How come you're not still at the fort then?
Who knows? They might send me back now. After what happened to the colonel, I don't think I want to be over there anymore.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know. I've never been over there. I've never been in the vicinity. Goodbye. Okay, Mikhail, we need to talk to Mr. Gorbachev. Where are you? You need me to tear down a wall, sir?
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm here to tear down the wall. Just point me to it. Who are you?
My name is Mikhail. I'm this facility's OSI director. I'm in charge of keeping this substation operational and diverting its power across the region.
It's dark in here. I need to turn
the whatever power we
brightness
can
up.
get out of this place still. The station is currently only producing emergency power, which is around 30% of our total capacity.
I know what the OSI is. What's wrong with the substation?
Robots.
Couldn't assume all you've all played, right?
Of robots.
Oh boy.
The place was inactive when NCR first took control of it. My predecessor turned on the power without running any security checks. As you might expect, the robots reactivated and massacred a bunch of the troops. We haven't been able to stage a recovery mission.
Well, the pitfalls of automation. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, you're telling me. You know, I actually created an override module to avoid this exact scenario, but those Cro-Magnons rushed in and turned it on without thinking. I mean, they waited 15 whole years to even try and get the place above 40% efficiency. They couldn't wait until I actually finished the prep before turning it on. I'm sorry, got distracted. You wanted to talk about other things, right?
If you still have the override module, I'd be willing to install it for you.
Yeah. You know what? Sure. Job's simple enough, but you'll need to be pretty well armed if you want to make it out alive. Run down there and install this override module. Look for the console near the big generators with electricity sparking on top. The module includes a kill switch that should take out the two biggest security bots, but the smaller ones run on a different server, so you'll have to watch out for those. Keep in mind that the security systems down there was able to wipe out a couple of squad of troopers. Nobody will blame you if you change your mind.
Well, I'm level 50, so it's all good. I'm way over leveled for this mod. All right, well, they're not gonna like that I'm gonna divert their power, are they? Yeah. Gotta be careful. All right, eyes peeled. But Boone, what are you? Oh God! I set him to aggressive.
I'll
That's
follow
why.
your lead.
Yeah, just chill. You know, he doesn't know how to be passive. Alright. Oh God, it's too dark. I'm sorry. not a good experience for the viewer, Boone. I'm not being a good host. Oh, okay, and I'm missing stuff too. Good. Great. This is a great way to get back into the swing of things. I feel like I've lost any meager ability I gained at recording and commentating over the past week because of bullshit prevented me from recording. So now I gotta relearn everything. Ugh. Ugh. Shut up. Stop tripping on shit. You got mechanicals. I'm using the Outer Worlds term for these things. I briefly considered playing the Outer Worlds on this channel, Boone, but I don't think anybody would be interested. Still haven't played Outer Worlds 2. I heard mixed things about it, but I actually liked the first game, and I was kind of keen to like replay it again. You know, if you've never played the Outer Worlds and you want to give it a go, you know, just judge for yourself. I strongly recommend playing a dumb character on that game. I feel like it's, you know, the way it was meant to be played. Like, low intelligence playthrough basically turns into basically turns the game into like Zap Brannigan the video game, and it's actually pretty great. So if you ever decide to give that game a try, seriously, play it as a low intelligence character. It makes the game mildly entertaining as opposed to not at all entertaining. There you go. There's your tip for the day.
Come in.
What the? It's all, everything's... The fuck was that? That's never happened before.
Step into the open.
Step into the open? Step into... What's going on with my frame? Oh, ooh. Hey, you know what? You can test out our remoleculizer that we got last time. Where is it?
Please clear the area until all...
Oh, it's got green goo shit. That's okay. That sounds kind of gross, actually. All right, now that damn Mechanical Uprising has been put down, we can finally get back to business, Boone. All right, console, reset the power and lift the security lockdown. That's done. And now, figure the local power grid. Baker radio station. All right. There. Now everyone can hear the Bunker Bob experience. Mr. Gorbachev, I tore down those mechanicals.
Yeah?
Yeah, you better believe I did. I installed the override module and killed the 2 large security bots downstairs.
No shit. You really did it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, here's what I'm authorized to pay you, plus a little extra. I'm pretty sure you just earned me a raise, too. Brass probably won't let us back down there on account of what happened last time, but it seems like everything is up and running at full power now. Let's hope it stays that way.
Woozer, good news, man. The whole Wasteland can hear you now. Yep, I reset the Soda Springs substation and diverted power to the junkyard. Your radio station range is much farther now.
No kidding. You freaking did it, dude. The whole world can listen to Woozer now. Well, like, maybe not the world, but a lot of people. Here's some cash I set aside. It's the least I could do. Enjoy the tunes. I hope the music is a reward for you, too.
It is. It's actually pretty cool. I don't know if it's... I assume the music isn't copyrighted. I mean, it's part of this download. So what's the deal with the music anyway?
It's my radio station.
I get that, but this type of music is scary and unfamiliar to me.
It's new. New isn't always good, but new should always be heard.
Very
I
scary.
have a runner who brings holotape to this stuff from the hub scene every month or so. New performances, new songs. And if we want to build a better world, we have to embrace the new. If we keep listening to the old stuff, we'll end up just like they did.
New things are scary and should be avoided. That's why I play this. See, that's why I'm still playing this game, Woozer. I wouldn't be playing your game if I liked new things. Are you talking about the NCR?
Nah, I'm talking about the government. The old US one. I used to think they had it good because there wasn't a Wasteland back then. I know better now.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm probably gonna live to regret this, but do you want to talk about politics?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's not something people always like hearing about, but I try to keep an open mind.
What do you think of the NCR?
What, generally? Or the government, or the people, or what do you mean?
Generally.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I hated it. Hated everything about it.
Taxes.
The government,
Yep, there it is.
Californians. I hated the taxes, the war, the crime, the police, just like everything. But I got a new perspective on things while I was in prison.
Prison for what?
Lockhart State Penitentiary. Most people in the hub go there.
Not where. What were you in for? That's rude. You shouldn't ask somebody that. But
Arson. Don't really
He
want to
doesn't
go
mind.
into more detail. What was the original question? The NCR, right? I think they remind me a lot of the past. And I can't say that's a good thing. The world isn't great. And that's been true for most of the past, so the only way to make things better is to look to the future.
yeah, like I said before, new things are scary. You should just do the same thing over and over again. You do it enough times, you'll get a different result. It'll work if you just do it enough. All right. That's what a sane person does. That's what a sane. If you would know that if you weren't a degenerate hippie. All right. Do the sane thing and just do the same thing. Do the same thing, Woozer. Do the same thing. So what do you think of the government?
People in power are all the same, really, no matter where you're from. I never met Caesar, but he's probably not too different from Kimball or a police commissioner or a gangster. You want power, it means you're not satisfied with things. And that's okay. But it also means you're not satisfied with yourself. That's why we got so many wars. Folks in power can't be satisfied with where they are.
What do you think of the people of the NCR?
The people aren't great. No one wants to hear that, but that's the truth. They live better than folks out in the Wasteland, but there's so much anger all the time. And if they can't find peace with themselves, then we're in for more wars.
Look, just keep up with the radio station. Put Bunker Bob on, all right? You guys can just produce enough content, and they'll just sit around and listen to it all day. They won't cause any wars. They won't cause no trouble. They'll just listen to your content, all right? I'm doing my part with this channel. That's what I'm trying to do, all right? I'm trying to keep the people content and distracted so they don't get all uppity like those robots before. See, those robots, they didn't have enough distractions, all right? And they started getting funny ideas about, liberation and whatnot, all right? And I had to do I had to put them down. So, yeah. You and me, we're going to keep these NCR people fat and happy. We'll do it
Go
together,
for it.
man. Yeah. So what do you think of the Mojave?
It's a war. Supposedly we signed a treaty with the Rangers to start it. And I'm sure we could do something good for the people there, but we can also do a lot of bad. Maybe we can clear out the raiders and everyone in New Vegas can live all nice and pretty, just like the average Hubazin or Yarder. Or maybe we'll kill every last person there. I've heard about Bitter Springs. I think there'll be a dozen more battles of Bitter Springs. Seems like no one's willing to give peace a chance.
Peace is boring. We don't need that. Speaking of, say what you want about the Legion, but they keep things interesting, right? What do you think of them, by the way? What do you think of the Legion?
The Legion? I only seen them on the news. Don't know what will happen now that Caesar's dead. They worship power.
Oh yeah, I
It's
killed
a dead end
that
for
guy.
everybody.
At one time, I don't think it was on this save, but one time, one playthrough, I actually killed Caesar on March 15th. That was pretty awesome. I always try to like recreate that whenever I play through the game. Yeah, what do you think of the Brotherhood then? Huh? Do you like their crappy power armor? I don't have that cool I don't know, what do you call it? The God, what is it? Titans of the New West. Yeah, I don't have that, so I have just the crappy vanilla power. I don't like power armor generally.
When I was younger, I hated them.
Yeah, me
Thought
too.
the NCR fought the wrong enemy in the Enclave War. Couldn't see that there was a world without the NCR, the Brotherhood, or the Enclave. I was so angry that we were just keeping them in their bunkers instead of finishing them off. Wanted us to use every weapon we had on them. Exterminate them forever.
Jeez.
I know there's no point now.
Jeez. Yeah, I never liked... They were always... seemed so pompous to me. I didn't care for that. What do you mean by that?
I used to believe that the Wasteland was degenerate, and that only the Enclave could have rebuilt it back to how America was. The Brotherhood were scum, standing in the way of that, and then everything else was standing in the way of that. That's how it was in the Neoclave. That's the gang I was in. Not anymore.
Do you still... What? Neoclave? That's something I think this mod came up with. Do you still hate the Brotherhood then?
I don't hate them anymore. I just feel sad for them. They keep hanging on to the old ways. But the thing about the old ways is that they're old ways.
Wow. Deep. Deep shit. The old ways are old ways. Mind blown. What do you think of the followers?
I've heard people talk about them like they're going to be the saviors of the Wasteland, but I doubt it. Their vision of a world where power is evenly distributed amongst the people, a world with no gods or masters. I think most people are too angry to hear what the followers are saying, and the followers reach out to educate, and that's good. But they don't reach out to make a person truly better. That just isn't what they do.
Yeah, they're a bunch of wimps.
Everyone is capable and willing of doing what it takes to survive. That isn't the issue. The issue is that not everyone is willing to do what it takes to live. That is its own struggle.
Interesting. Well, that's enough about
I'm
politics.
sure it'll come up again.
It definitely will. Yeah, so that Neoclave thing. Did you go to prison because you were in the Neoclave? Whatever that is?
I'm not a member anymore. Got arrested for burning down a couple ghoul businesses. Gave one of them 33 burns.
Oh, they're like...
I realized it was all bullshit, and I will never go back to that life. Ever since I got my tattoos removed in Vault City and shaved my mullet, it's only been music and love for me. And I aim to keep it that way.
Yeah, tell me more about the Neoclave.
We believed that the wrong side had won the Enclave War. The Enclave was rebuilding America, and we thought that the NCR wasn't up to it. They weren't willing to purge the undesirables. Mutants, immigrants, the She, the Brotherhood, the parents, the politicians, the banks, the media, the Dharmas. We hated damn near 2/3 of the population. We owned a good chunk of streets on the hub, but the big shots were in the prisons.
Jeez. Feel bad about what you did?
Of course I do. That's not even a real question. The real question is, how long did it take for me to realize? The answer's too long.
What changed in prison?
The guy in charge worked with everyone. Told me that in prison, his job wasn't to launch the race war, but to keep the race peace. I told him that was bullshit and picked a fight with the shot caller. He told me that I had to get a beatdown and that's not important. But after that, I wasn't working with them
Oh
anymore.
shit.
And despite all
American
the bullshit,
History X
all of the
reference.
ghouls left me alone. Some of them even tried to be friends. And that was when I realized that everything they told me on the streets was a fucking lie.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah, you're like, yeah, he's like Edward Norton from American History X. Oh god, they didn't do you like they did. Oh, ooh. Oh, sorry about that, bud. Yeah. Do you still want to rebuild America? Yeah, hey, I've got... Yeah, if you want to rebuild America, yeah. I work for the George Washington campaign. How are you doing? I wish I had my brochures and my pamphlets. I'd love to talk to you about George Washington's platform. He's going to rebuild America and kill all the cats. I see you have a lot of cats outside. I'm sure you want to do something about that. George Washington stands firm against the cat menace and the British menace. All right, we had lots of that going on. They were trying to invade. They're in Baker. They invaded Baker, the British, and they brought their cats with them. I see that all over the place. But yeah, the Neoclave. That's not what America is about. That's not what the Enclave is about. That's not what America is about. George Washington is what America is about, and I hope you give him another chance, and I hope you consider voting for him in the upcoming election. If you're still interested in rebuilding America, would you like to know more?
If the Enclave was all that was left of America, then there was nothing left worth rebuilding.
That's not true. You haven't seen George Washington yet. I haven't given you the brochure yet. I haven't given you the George Washington brochure yet. You will change your mind. I guarantee it.
I'm sure it'll come up again.
It will. It'll come up probably sooner rather than later. So yeah, does this place pay the bills? I mean, you're a hippie. I just sort of assumed you were broke.
Not at all. It's my passion, though.
Yeah, same. Yeah. It's like this channel. Yeah, it looks kind of rough in here.
A lot of the homeless in Baker live here. The followers can't really keep up with it and had to kick a bunch of people out for not paying their medical bills or not having insurance. So, they came here, where all the trash is dumped, to pick through the scraps. The followers used to do inhaler exchanges here before one of them got mugged. Police sometimes have to come in for the ODs.
Is there anything good about this place?
There is a community here, even if it's a loose one. There are
There's
rules
Bunker
about how
Bob
we
now.
treat each other. I expect the police or army to clean this place up sometime in the next year, but until then, we're here.
All right. Well, I'll catch up with you later, Woozer. I got places
Take it easy,
to be.
Sister.
You too. Hey, it's kind of a cool outfit. Well, the game just saved. I want to see if your outfit has a... Yeah, that does. Oh, that's cool. It's like a dress. That's awesome. All right, and on that note, I think we're going to call it an episode. We're going to head back to Baker next time, and we're going to finish up with Mayor Morton. I think we're going to finish his quest line next time. I kind of feel, it kind of feels like we're closing in on the end. And then at that point, once we're done with Mayor Morton, we're going to do the whole damn thing again. We're going to start over on a new character that I've been playing off camera that is more NCR aligned, and I'll be able to probably do a lot more quests. Shut up. I can't wait till George Washington takes office and gets rid of these damn things. All right. Well, yeah, and on the George Washington note, stay tuned. We'll probably be seeing this specific character again for that. So yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.